Hello, and welcome to Threat Hunting, a hands-on introduction. This is episode 10. We're nearing the end, and this episode is called The Hunter Who Cried Wolf. Because it's going to happen. You are going to be convinced the entire world is ending. Now, that being said, sometimes you're going to be right, but we just want to make sure before we, get on the horn to the CEO, like, oh my goodness, shut it all down, right? Okay, so here's where some instincts, some practice, those hypotheses come into play, and your understanding of evil, right? Okay, evil is as evil does. You will find things that look horrible. Like, why would that even work on the internet? Why would you do that? That is not right. That being said, maybe it's not that bad. You know, I have seen I've seen switches and routers sing 99 bottles of beer to each other through DNS. I don't know. It was kind of hilarious and it was super weird, but it wasn't malicious. So you got to get a sense for that. You're just going to find weird. There's a bunch. If it's advertising traffic, trust me, it's going to look weird. It always looks weird. It always looks like C2. Always. Oh my goodness. Okay. And you're going to fall down rabbit holes. And that's okay. That's okay. Especially at first. And that's what a hypothesis is going to help you kind of dig out of. Okay, so for instance, maybe someone doing this video once spent 3 hours jumping through a trail of network traffic, deobfuscating all of the JavaScript, only to come to a Viagra ad 3 hours later. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And then you're gonna learn how to avoid those rabbit holes in the future after you do it. You gotta know what normal looks like, or at least kind of normal. And it's going to take time, especially wherever you're hunting. You're going to have to get acclimated. Whoever you're hunting for, let them know you're going to be asking them lots of questions. Make sure there's that workflow where you can submit questions like, hi, I see this doing that. Is this normal for you? And let them know that that will taper down because you'll take good notes so you won't have to ask a second time. As an example, I ran Wireshark for like 30 seconds on my computer. And I went to places like Amazon. Here's the DNS traffic. With literally under a minute. So you can't possibly track down all those IP addresses. You don't have time. You could build a list. There's one company I knew that what they did is they literally created a list of all the domains that everyone in their company visited one day. And then they kept this list for a week. And then they did a diff against it for the following week to try to find strange domains. Be creative, find solutions. But just know that stuff is gonna look evil. There's just no way around it. So, these are server names for certificates. So just kind of got to get used to it. If you can convince people in your company to block advertising traffic, do. They will save bandwidth, they will save money, and their hunters will be much more effective. So, just kind of some stuff to think about. So, in summary, as a quick wrap up with only one video left, sometimes it looks bad, but it's harmless. Sometimes you run across scripts that you can't figure all of it out. But if you have the whole endpoint logs, you can see if anything bad happened. Was there exfiltration? Were key registry values changed? Was there any network traffic? So if it doesn't do bad, maybe you need to ask the question, So just kind of remember that, because things will keep changing all the time. If you get stuck, regroup, go back to your hypothesis. Maybe it was too broad. Maybe you can't do an anomaly hunt for what you were trying because there's too much traffic. Or, commit to the fact that it's going to take you a day of tuning to get this to where you need it, right? So kind of make those decisions for yourself as you continue to do threat hunting. Thank you, and I hope you join in for the last episode coming up next.